Hey guys, this is Eric.
Glenda?
We are D&D Miniature and Board Games. And tonight, we are going to go ahead and unbox Doom.
The board game.
The board game. So, Doom is a Fantasy Flight game. It's a... They did this about 10 or 12 years ago.
Oh, it's an old game.
It's an old game, but it's been revised and updated, and they say it actually works a lot better.
So this is the revised one?
Yes.
Okay, and when did that come out?
This has just recently come out.
Oh.
We actually got a request to do a review of this. That's why...
That's why we bought it?
Yep, went to Discover Games while we were doing the demos of Project Z over the weekend, and talked to Troy over there when Tim and I ended up buying this. Okay. So without further ado,
let's slice it up. Is this Doom?
The video game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically what it's based on.
Okay. But not the movie. Isn't there a movie Doom?
Well,
yeah,
the movie's based on the video game. It's not my favorite movie.
Oh, okay.
By far not my favorite movie.
I stand corrected. But it's from a game.
So,
to a board game.
The normal with Fantasy Flight, they'll have their catalog with their upcoming stuff.
Gotta advertise.
Yep.
Upcoming games. Ooh, Armada. That's familiar.
Actually, Armada I've kind of been getting more and more interested in.
X-Wing.
Fury of Dracula. Game of Thrones. Forbidden Stars.
Wow.
XCOM, which is another game like Mansions of
Madness?
Yeah. Where you get the app. Yeah, I was talking to Troy about that. I was like, well, how's it playing? And we were talking about, he goes, you won't like it though. I'm like, why? He goes, it's got an app. I said, I know there was a reason that I stopped looking at that game.
No, it's not the app.
I just don't like app games. Mansions of Madness is okay. It's just, you know.
It's an old-fashioned person gamer. Alright, let's see what they have in there.
Alright, so
in there.
That was the one thing they said. There were 3 rule books. There's a learn to play, a rules reference, and an operation guide. Learn to play, if I would assume, probably just gives you your basics on, gives you a tutorial, playing the game, activations,
symbols and
advanced rules. Okay. Yeah, quick reference guide. Always a nice touch, quick reference guides. Rules reference, which apparently, so you can it expounds on the learn to play.
Do they always do that in a Fantasy Flight game? Or
not the ones that I've seen. And usually it's like one rule book.
That's why I asked. Maybe they revise it so that it's more comprehensive.
And another quick reference.
It's always a nice
and touch. I believe the operation guide is probably setting up different scenarios and stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's an
Here's your different maps. Now apparently you can play this. You can play this 2 different ways. There's a way that you can just pick scenarios out of the book, and then there's a campaign. Okay. Now this is also an Overlord game, which means one person plays. The demons.
The demon, yeah.
And
well, it's not Doom if there's no demon, or.
And the other person is playing. The other people are playing the Marines, and it's a 2 to 5 players, so you can have up to 4 Marines.
Is that how they really worded it? Is the demon
demonic? Now, from what I was asking one of the guys that plays this up at Discover, he said that I asked him, I said, well, can like 2 people play 4 Marines? He said, yeah, but the more Marines you have, the more things come out. Okay. So they've actually set it so that depending on how much is coming out, depending on how many characters there are, it depends on how much actually comes out against
How many players play this?
It's a 2 to 5 player game.
The maximum is 5.
Yeah. This is one of the cool things I like too.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, it clicks together so that, you know, unlike some of the other games, if you hit a section,
come off.
Right, but this one actually it all snaps together.
So it's like a puzzle.
And it is double-sided.
Actually, let me see that.
Ooh, it's popping out really easy too.
It's nice. Actually. Yeah. It's hard to. So.
And then
That's
it's got standees for the doorways and the portals and stuff.
Oh, those are. Oh, cool.
All right. Now, one of the things when I looked at this when they were playing it, I was asking Jeremy because he was the one playing it. It's got a lot of cards, and I said, "Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot." And he said, "Yeah, but it's mostly just for the initial setup. Once you get initially set up, you're not really using that many."
So what are the cards for?
From what I've seen, some of them you get when you kill a demonic creature. Some are your like initial weapons.
Okay. Like typical.
Yeah. It's like you start out not really strong, and then as you kill things and get further in the game, you get stronger.
It looks tiny, aren't they?
Zombie side spell.
Okay. Tiny.
I can't open the bag. And then you've got the larger cards. Also, in this, you know how normally, like, if you go, then Tim goes, and then the next person goes, and it goes back. Well, this one, there is a set of cards in front of the person that's running the demonic. Apparently, he flips a card, and that's who goes. So randomly, you never know who's actually gonna.
So you can be the person who keeps on going for like 3.
No. I mean, it's gonna be the cards for the players are there. It's just random of who's gets initiative.
You will draw that card,
Yeah, see?
and it will say.
Here they are.
Okay, so you can't be like. Okay.
Yeah, and then like you got the invader cards mixed in, so it's randomly on who goes
next.
What turn? Yeah.
Well, let me see that.
You know, I was going to try and sleeve these before we played them tomorrow night, but I don't have enough of the big ones.
Oh, bro, Charlie. Nah, you don't need to sleeve it.
Yeah, it's Tim will be very happy with the artwork.
Why are you saying that? Let him see that.
Now, a lot of these cards, folks, I haven't played it, so I don't know what they do.
Now we're here to just unbox it and show what's inside. And did you really get what you have to have inside?
And you know the normal,
as described,
the normal banter and talk while we're doing it.
By Jonathan Ying, board game design.
There are a lot of cards, though.
So let me ask you, so when this came out, how was it? Did it do well?
First time, this time,
as a
what?
board game, when it first came out as a board game?
You mean 10, 12 years ago?
Uh-huh.
How much was I playing board games 10, 12 years ago? Wasn't that kind of in that hiatus of not playing for a while?
But, well, who knows? Maybe you know.
We were together.
As far as the game.
I don't know if it did well. I know you can still get the old version on eBay. I know it's not cheap to get it.
Mm. Oh, really?
Yeah.
He didn't do his research. Okay.
But then again, you know, the new one, it's like $80.
Okay.
So
$80 means probably it did well.
No, this is $80.
I know this one.
No, that's just the base price. It doesn't mean it did well or not. That's how much they are selling it for.
Retail.
It's only been out. It hasn't been out that long.
So it's $80.
$80.
You can buy it for $80. And hopefully you like it too.
Alright, so in this bag is the standees for the doors. And you've also got the dice.
More dice.
Now, for those of you who watched the Mantic Walking Dead playthrough and reviews and unboxings, The dice are not that much different. You've got
I want to see the standings.
there's the standings. There's the bag. You've got a blank side, a 1-hit, and a 2-hit. So not your typical 6-sided die, and I'm sure in some reference when we get to looking at the game we'll understand why. Alright, so let's look under here and let's get those miniatures out.
The stand just looks like a guitar.
Because as normal, that's what everybody's interested in looking at, is the miniatures.
Isn't it?
What?
Looks like a guitar. Shaped like it.
Alright, so initially, here's the 4 Marines. Also with this one too, apparently, when you stun something or wound something with the Marine, you can run up and do some kind of vicious kill or something that they call it. I've got to look up how they actually put it. But you can run up to the square if it's laying and instantly kill it. So most of these guys got a gun. This guy's got a chainsaw.
Nice too.
Pretty nice figures though.
Yeah.
So we'll lay those down right there. Alright, so now some of these are apparently possessed Marines. I'm gonna gather that it's this one. I haven't really had a chance to look completely through the rules yet. I watched some of the demos from Gen Con and stuff.
I'm just excited to unbox it, right?
I was trying to see how it played and stuff. And I did, when I was watching Jeremy play, I asked him if they had any, if there were enough figures in the game that you didn't have to worry about running out of stuff. And his comment was that they only had a problem the other night where there was a group of people that couldn't kill anything on the board.
What, doesn't it happen to any other games anyway if you have to and you can't roll?
Man, you can't roll. You're
gonna run out of figures.
You pretty much run. Those are actually nice. I like that.
They actually all look nice. It doesn't look cheap.
Tell you if I had,
maybe that's why it's $80. It doesn't look cheap. It looks nice.
Tell you if I had the time tomorrow, I would paint some of these up for the playthrough.
It's so paintable.
Because that is one thing we're going to try and do, folks, is we're going to try tomorrow night to actually film a playthrough of this game. Yeah. And get our review up and everything. Oh my god, look at that thing, man.
They are,
you know, like I would want to run into that into a dark alley.
Detailed.
And then...
molded. Nice.
So, this one...
and hard.
Looks like it's...
Oh. You know what?
Look at that size of... Look at that to the Marine. I mean, you're talking like 3-4 times the height. But the figures are all... They've all got really nice quality. I mean, review-wise, this is a 5 in my book on detail and stuff.
They're, yeah, they thought about it, and material-wise, everything. Wow. It's nice to paint.
I may have to.
Because it's going to be wasted if you don't paint it. They're so detailed.
Those are nice, though. I like those.
No, they're quality. I don't know. That's
pretty good, heavy. And you know, we've had Fantasy Flight. You know, I've noticed that the quality of their figures on some games are kind of basic. They're not really. But then you get into the ones that they bought like rights for, like Doom, the Star Wars stuff, and their detail is phenomenal.
Well, maybe because of the name.
Well,
you gotta keep up with that quality.
You really do. And then, you know, you got, because of the name, you have to sell it a little bit higher because you're paying for the rights and everything.
That's pretty good.
God, just look at the size of that thing.
It's...
I don't want to meet that in a dark alley.
It's so discouraging already.
You better have the chains. You need a chainsaw to go up against that.
Oh. That, you don't, I don't know, that's scary.
But anyways, folks, that's everything. By now you've seen close-ups of most of the figures and everything. Our normal 360 view we do. Sometime in the next week, we will be doing a playthrough and review of this. We know the review. The playthrough, it depends on how our cameras go. As always, guys, support your local gaming.
Discover. Fayetteville, Georgia.
Discover Games.
Discover Games. Fayetteville,
Wow.
Georgia.
As Tim would say, wow. Discover Games, Fayetteville, Georgia. Cross Pavilion next to Harbor Freight. Stop in, check it out. You may get lucky. Tim, Don, or I may actually be there. But as always, guys, game on.
Game on.